Hello everyone, welcome to another MCQ discussion session. In today's session, we are going to discuss all the important MCQs from the chapter Declaration and Payment of Dividend. Up till now, we have discussed all the chapters like basics of company, incorporation, prospectus, allotment, share, debenture, deposits, management and administration was discussed in my earlier session. In today's session, we are going to discuss all the important MCQs from my smart book. This smart book is actually available free with my Inder Law Compiler. Now, Law Compiler is a compilation of all the past exam questions, study material, RTP, MTP questions arranged unit-wise. It has full-length answers like provisions, facts, analysis. I have divided the answer into 4 parts so that you know how to start the answer, how to end the answer, what is the expectation of ICAI. Yes. So if you buy the compiler, you get the smart book free. Smart book has not only the simple questions but also case study based questions. So let us discuss the MCQs which I have identified as important from this chapter. The first question which I have identified is question 3 also can be considered. Yes. Question 3, I think we should mark this as important because sometimes students get confused. Now, students, you will find all the questions that I'm discussing in today's session in the blog section of my website, capreetyagarwal.com. So, visit my blog section, capreetyagarwal.com, and over there you will find all the MCQs that I'm discussing in today's session. Okay. So, I would request you to first solve these MCQs on your own and then watch my video. Okay, so that way you will get into the habit of thinking on your own. So I hope you will pause the video, solve those questions and then watch the discussion. Let's get started. The company is a listed company. We have proposed dividend at 15% on equity shares. The AGM was held on 15th of July and due to some reason the dividend of on 600 shares was neither paid within the time nor transferred to the unpaid account. Which regulatory authority can take action against the company? So it has to be SEBI. I agree. This is just an application of the theory, but sometimes it may be confusing whether we should select tribunal or SEBI. So the answer is SEBI. The company owns a plot. Next question is question 4, which I have identified. And yes, they have decided to revalue at the fair value. They will utilize 20 lakh rupees along I should read. The revaluation profit is 20 lakhs. They want to use this profit. Okay, they want to use this profit along with free reserves for the declaration of dividend. My answer is ready. As per section 123 sources, I can use the current year's profit. I can use the previous year's profit, whatever has been accumulated. I can use both, but I cannot utilize revaluation profit, notional gains, unrealized gains back because that does not represent actual profit. So my answer is ready. It cannot be utilized towards declaration because this does not represent actual profit. It's an unrealized profit. It means asset is not sold. It's just out of revaluation. You're revaluing the asset. It's not actual money. You cannot use it for dividend. Next question is question 5. The company has issued 9% non-convertible debentures which matured 4 years back. However, 1,000 such debentures are still remaining unclaimed and even they are unpaid. So, after what period it should be transferred to the IEPF? So, it should be transferred after a period of 7 years from the date of maturity. IEPF is discussed under section 125 of the Act. Yes. The board of directors, this is also very interesting. Although it's an easy one, you must have studied this during your study of the theory. So, although they have incurred loss, they still want to declare dividend because they want to just maintain the goodwill. They have been doing it they have been declaring dividends in so many years. So, even though there is loss, they want to utilize the past profits of the company and still declare dividends. So, there are rules. So, we apply rule 3. It is read with section 123. So, by applying the provisions of rule 3, the rate of dividend which you declare should be less than the average rate of dividend declared during the previous 3 financial years. So, what is the average of the dividend during the previous 3 years? So, it is calculated to 33 upon 3, which is nothing but 11%. So whatever dividend you declare, it should be less than 11%. So maximum rate is 11%. This has been asked many times in the past also. So please mark this as important, although it's an easy question. How much amount can be transferred to reserve? It depends. It is at the discretion of the company. It is not compulsory. If you don't want to transfer, don't transfer it. The next question is the amount accumulated in IEPF shall not be used for. Again, this is a theory question based on section 125. I hope you are ready with your answer. It shall not be utilized for grants or donation to the central government for the purpose of investment and education. Grants and donation may be received from the central government. It may be credited to this account, but cannot be donated to. Then yes, the question which I have identified next is question 11. Okay. Which of the following amounts need not be credited? So profit on sale of asset. Again, this is a very question. We do credit the unpaid dividend, the amount of mature deposits which are not yet given to the depositor, not yet claimed by them, the mature debentures, all this is credited, but profit on sale of asset is not credited to the fund. The authorized and paid up capital of the company is given. They held the annual general meeting and declared dividend on 24th of September. Okay, so on 24th September, the meeting was declared. Within how many days it must be deposited in the separate account maintained with schedule buying? It must be deposited within 5 days. Yes. So 30 days it is for payment. This is depositing in a separate bank account. So my correct answer is latest by 29th of September. Okay, although this was an easy one, but can be asked in the sometimes, we think of 30 days. That is why I selected this. The directors of the company, they proposed, this is a very interesting question. Please highlight this as important and I need you to study this one day before the exam. Now, try to solve this on your own. Are you ready with the answer? Yes. Now, the transfer is pending. Immediately in my mind, I should get section 126 of the transfer of dividend, which is pending registration. It's actually a very lengthy heading title, but transfer of dividend pending the registration of transfer. So in this case, your correct answer should be the dividend should be transferred to the unpaid dividend account till the transfer formalities are completed. Once the transfer formalities are completed, then the dividend will be given to the transferee. Okay. So yes, this is a very unique question. I think you should highlight this and can be asked. So this is one very important question. This is a repeat question. So with this, we have also come to an end of the MCQ discussion on declaration and payment of dividend. I have uploaded all these questions in the blog section of my website, but there are many questions in my MCQ Smart Book, which you get free along with the compiler. All right, students, if you are looking for law lectures, we do have fast track and regular batch for CA Inter as well as CA Foundation. Do visit my website capreetyagarwal.com for lectures, books and test series. But before leaving, if you enjoyed this video, do leave a comment and say, yes, ma'am, we now get a clarity on what kind of MCQs are going to be asked in the exam, and do subscribe to this channel and also share it with your friends so that they can benefit from this MCQ series. I'll see you next time where we will discuss the MCQs, all the important ones from the chapter accounts of company. I'll see you there.